Oh, we're live. You guys, we're live on Facebook.
Hi. How's it going, Jonathan?
Hey, how's it going, Sally?
Good. Enjoying this heat out there today?
No, not at all.
It is live. It is really hot.
All right, let's see. Hello.
That was one of the greatest inventions is air conditioner.
Oh,
Yeah.
or a toothbrush. Like, what do people do before a toothbrush?
Good too. I think they chew on sticks.
Yeah, that just seems like it splinters. I don't seem like that'd be great.
Exactly.
Well, hello, welcome to our happy half hour. I am Amy. I am like the director of client fun here. And if you'll notice, there's no David, no Sam, because we have a special event today for you. Oh, I know, I love it. So joining us today, we have Jonathan Taylor, who is like a total specialist and know it of everything. Know it all. I don't want to say know it all. That sounds bad. But a specialist on healthcare and Medicare, and we'll be able to answer all of your questions. Plus, we also have from our little team, we have Sally Thompson and Amber Dickens, who are our client care specialists, who are going to be here, helping me while I run things in the back. So,
hi everyone.
Hi everyone. And with that, I'm going to let you guys talk a little bit about your favorite football teams while I just hop over here and do a little something, and then I'll come back. Does that sound good? And then you can talk about the topic. Okay.
I can't lie. I've had a few favorite teams throughout the year. I enjoyed the Steelers at some time and the Baltimore Ravens, not from Philadelphia, not from Baltimore, but those were my teams. However, now I just much rather have some good buffalo chicken dip and have some chili and hang out with friends while watching the games.
Yes, unfortunately, same. I don't know the first or the last thing about football. So I like the team colors and the team mascots, and I love when they win.
Jonathan, are you a football fan?
I like to watch it when it obviously I like the local team, hometown Panthers, but I kind of start getting a lot more interested as the season progresses and it starts tightening up and we start really seeing who pulls ahead. I honestly just like to see a really good game. I love competition between two rivals. And I like sports bringing out the best in people. So, I can be open to seeing just a good game sometimes. So yeah, I would say I'm a Carolina fan, but I just like to see a good game.
The one thing I do know that today the Lions are playing. Not sure who they're playing against, but they are playing today. It's one of the first games out. It looks like we have Teresa joining us today, and we have Martha. Looks like Dan and Barbara in the mountains. Hopefully it's a little bit cooler out there for the both of you. Hi, Jay. Who else do we have joining us today? We got Bill's there. Happy Thursday to you too, Bruce. And Brad seems to be joining us as well.
Hello, everybody.
Feel free to mention in the chat your favorite football team. If you have one, we can share them in the conversation as well.
Yes, you know what? I'm going to pop on real quick. So yes, I love football. I have my Chicago Bears Dick Buckus shirt on, but I love fantasy football as well. And you know who I'm playing this week?
Who?
Sam. Oh, I know. We're like neck and neck. Like it's like an even split. So we'll see who wins. But with that, I know, and I know a lot of people have some like questions and things that are coming in. So maybe Jonathan will let you take it away and talk some Medicare here. How's that?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, absolutely. So, hey everybody, I'm Jonathan Taylor. So I can just go over a couple things. As we work, we work all these years and we earn incomes, and part of what we are working for and looking towards is healthcare, health insurance. And usually as we work, we're usually part of a group plan or some kind of individual plan. And those sustain us through until we turn 65. If you'll notice when you pay taxes throughout the years, they take out some of those taxes and they're used for a couple of things like Medicare and Social Security. They pull those taxes out while we're working in our younger years. And what they're doing is they're taking that money and they're setting it aside to a later plan to offer you at a later time, and that's called Medicare. So it's government health insurance, and it's something that we work throughout the years and we have taken out of our taxes. It's set up for us to have in our later years to be able to have affordable health insurance. So typically in the years leading up to 65, it starts off, now depending on if your employer pays most of it, but if you pay most of it, it starts to get more expensive in our later years as we turn, 40s, 50s. And then really once we get into our 60s, the cost for health insurance gets really high. And if you'll notice something, or you will notice something if you're not yet 65, what happens is right when you turn 65, the changes in cost significantly drop. And part of that, and the reason why, is because we had paid for it throughout our years in working. So it's Medicare. Medicare has a few parts to it. Obviously, there's Part A, which is for hospital insurance. That covers things for in-hospital skilled nursing care facilities, hospice care, and some home health care. That's what Part A covers. You also have what's known as Part B. Part B is the medical insurance. That's where services from doctors and other healthcare providers, outpatient care, home health care includes some of that coverage, and even things like durable medical equipment, like maybe wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, and other equipment. And it also includes some included in that one? Great question. It also includes preventative services like screenings, vaccines, some shots, and well visits. So Part A is hospital, Part B is medical. What those don't cover is exactly what the question was asked, is any prescription drug coverage. So with original Medicare, you can get Part A, Part B, but Part D, which stands for drugs, is a standalone plan. And that plan is something that if you want to have drug coverage, you're going to need to apply for.
So that would be something important to have if you have some health conditions, to make sure that you're getting covered for your medical.
Yeah, absolutely. So drug coverage is something that you'll want to sign up for. Now, one question I get asked a lot is, okay, well, I don't take any expensive drugs. I only take something that costs $5. I can just pay for it out of pocket. Why do I need to pay for a standalone drug plan? And that's true. You may have a really cheap drug plan, or you may have really cheap drugs, or you may just take something over the counter or not take anything at all. So it's like, well, why would I need a drug coverage plan? Well, a couple of reasons. First being is, if you don't sign up for it when you're eligible and you wait and prolong, the day you do sign up for it, the government looks at you and they say, hey, you haven't had drug coverage since you were eligible for it. Because you never signed up for it when you became eligible, you have to pay a penalty. And they add every single month up you went without it, and they add it on top of what the cost is to your Part D, excuse me. And that penalty never goes away for the rest of how long you live.
Oh, snap.
So
good.
Yeah. So my next question is, well, why would they give me the option to sign up for something that I would possibly, forget? They should just build it in where I couldn't mistakenly forget. And the reason why is some people have VA benefits, and they may get their prescriptions filled through the VA or some other government programs, and they may have Part D that will suffice. They can get it from somewhere else. So they may never need to get a Part D plan. People who don't fall into those where they have extra coverage through some sort of maybe government program should definitely consider signing up for a Part D premium or a Part D drug plan, because even if you get with the cheapest drug plan,
we do have a question.
It's still going to save you in the long run.
We just got a question in, and it says, what do I do about Medicare between now and my retirement?
That's a good question. I would ask, how old are you? And if you already currently have Medicare.
63.
63. Okay. So you're eligible for Medicare when you turn 65 for the majority of people, unless there's some significant health problems. And then you'd basically be sent a letter saying you're eligible before age 65. But I would say you have a couple of years. There's nothing to do right now other than just hang tight and keep what you got. And then 3 months before you turn 65 would be a time that you'd want to start considering looking at different options and see if it's something you want to move forward with. But right now, I'd say just keep what you got, because any information I were to tell you about any plans coming up, all the plans change every year. So that'd be a couple of years out. So I'd just say hang tight and just know that 3 months before you turn 65, you'll be eligible to start looking at plans.
Jonathan, we got another great question that came in. Would you like to keep talking, or do you want us to ask you questions along the way?
Ask me questions. I'm fine with that.
We have someone who's going to be 65 in January, but plans to keep working full time. Is it better for them to keep their employer's health insurance or get Medicare?
That's a great question. So each person is different. We basically need to do a side-by-side comparison on what your cost and benefits are through your employer and what the cost and benefits are through Medicare. And let's compare and see. Answer is I don't really know until we compare, but I will say this: you do have options, which options are good. And you could continue on with your employer plan and delay Medicare Part B. And that may be a benefit to you, but really it's a calculation cost. So I would need to know what your current cost is versus what your cost for Medicare is and the benefits compared. So sorry, I can't be more specific, but it's really different on a case by case. But just know that you can delay Medicare and stay on your employer's plan if you choose. But it may save you a lot of money by getting onto Medicare. I think it may, usually a lot of times it saves people money by switching to Medicare, but not always. So I would say definitely compare the two.
Cool. And we got another good question coming in. This person asked, can I choose my current doctor under Medicare? Are referrals required?
Yes and no.
Okay, there you go. We have
good.
That was a great answer.
Well, so certain plans let you go see any doctor who accepts Medicare. You don't even have to do a network search of doctors. Other plans have networks, much like the plans that we're accustomed to on a group plan or under 65 plan. Those plans have networks, and you would just want to make sure your doctor or facility is in network. So the answer is, depending on which plan you want to go with, one could have a network and one could let you go see any doctor you want. So yes and no.
We're going to ask you one more question, then we're going to let you keep going. This person wants to know if blood transfusions are covered.
So they could be, yes. If they were medically necessary and they fall under certain categories, depending on the plan you choose, yes, they most certainly could be. Yep. And then depending on your coverage type and coverage allowance. So yeah, it very well could be, yes. But if you want more information on it, if you know what plan you have now, I can find out a little more information on any plan specifics for sure. Or if you want to reach out, I can do some specifics on which plan may cover it a little better. Yeah, for sure. You guys still there?
What else did you want us to know about Medicare? That's important for all of us to know.
Yeah, so Yeah, blood. I was just double checking. Blood transfusions would be covered. Yes, they would be. So I know that the first 3 units of blood you get are available to you at no cost per calendar year.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have more questions about that, I'd be glad to answer, maybe separately. But yeah, so we've paid, we've gotten on Medicare. We're now eligible, or we're coming up to it. One thing that needs to be done before you even look at plans or decide to get on Medicare is that's deciding, do you want to enroll or delay your Part B premium? And really that's up to each person to decide if they want to do. But you'll need your Part B plan to enroll into Medicare. Your Part A, which is your hospital insurance, which is, again, your government health insurance. When you turn 65, that's part of your government health insurance. You get Part A. That's available to you once you turn 65. That activates immediately. But the Part B is the medical insurance. That part can be delayed if you're on an employer's plan, or if you choose to get off your employer's plan, you'll need to activate that Part B in order to enroll in a Medicare plan. Unless you have your Part B medical insurance activated, you won't be able to enroll in Medicare once you get that activated, and they'll send it to you on a little red, white, and blue card. Once you get that card and they give you your effective dates, then you can take that effective date, and whatever your Part B effective date is will be when your Medicare will become effective.
We just had a few more questions roll on in if you're ready for them, Jonathan.
Okay.
Okay. One of the questions were, are there different plans within the different parts? So are there better Part D plans that cover more prescriptions? So does Part D have different parts that cover more, or are they all the same?
That's a great question. There's hundreds of different Part D plans to choose from. So a Part D plan is offered by an insurance company. An insurance company, not the government, the insurance company comes in and they'll say, hey, we'll help cover for some of your prescription drugs. And depending on the Part D plan you pick, there's different tiers of how each drug is going to be covered. So you'll definitely need to check and see what Plan D fits your drug needs. And if you don't really take a lot of drugs, you can kind of go with a lower cost Part D drug plan. You don't need to spend a lot of money for a drug plan. That's my mentality. And as your needs change, that's when you should change and buy up to a more comprehensive Part D drug plan that meets your drugs that you're taking.
And then we had an earlier question that was, is Medicare taxed?
It's Medicare taxed. Well, now what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna go back to when we worked, and we worked all the way until we became 65, and we worked for at least 10 years. We paid taxes. We've lived here in the States in America for at least 10 years, and have worked for at least 10 years. That Medicare was being taken out in the form of taxes while we were working, and so was Social Security. But Medicare is
confusing.
No, it's not. It's not confusing, but I would say technically speaking, it's not taxed. But here's what I'll say to this: certain things like IRMA, that's income-related monthly adjusted income. Basically, if your income falls within a certain category, a certain tax bracket, which kind of sounds like taxes, then if your income is within certain levels, then they're going to ask you to pay a little bit more. But they call it IRMA, so it kind of seems like a tax, but it's called income-related monthly adjusted income. So I guess technically it's not called a tax, but I think that's just a technicality.
Okay.
So essentially, if you make more money of the thresholds, you could pay a little bit more for your Part D as in dog and Part B as in boy. But that leads me to this. That's why talking to someone like Dave, who goes into taxes and retirement, somebody talking with him can help you control those costs and get you kind of where you need to be so you're at least aware of what the repercussions are and where you may fall. So hope that helps.
All right, we have another question. What is a Medicare Advantage plan? Can you explain them?
Yeah, absolutely. So Medicare Advantage plans, otherwise known as Plan C, as in Charlie. Those are plans that replace original Medicare. And those are plans that you're essentially letting an private insurance company take over original Medicare. And they match a lot of the same benefits that original Medicare has, but they also include things like vision, dental, prescription eyewear, a lot of other things like meals. I think they some of them even include over-the-counter preloaded cards to help you pay for over-the-counter prescriptions. So Medicare Advantage plans are a part of Medicare plans. They are plans that have networks of doctors, and they can be a really good fit for some people. Other people may want to go see a larger or different doctors that may not fall within the network of the Advantage plan. So I would definitely say compare the two and see which one is going to give you the most bang for your buck that covers your doctors. So I could go on for 2 hours about what an Advantage plan is, but essentially it's if you took Part A, Part B, and Part D and smashed them all into one plan, that's what an Advantage plan is. And it's taken over by a private insurance company instead of coordinating with the government Medicare.
So it's like a 3-in-1.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's right. 3-in-1. Yep.
Jonathan, a couple of questions have come past. They want to know if you're a licensed insurance agent. Do you want to tell them a little bit about you?
Yeah, sure. I'm licensed. I am Medicare licensed, and I'm independent. So we represent every single company. So it really doesn't matter who you go with. We're just going to go through and we can answer any questions for you. If you have questions about, well, what is this going to do if how do I want this covered, or how is this prescription drug covered, or, hey, how are these doctors in network? So yeah, I would say too that the laws and the regulations are always changing every season, and the training is always continuing. So you would definitely want to talk to somebody who is Medicare licensed for sure, because it's constantly changing. It's a lot of ever evolving education. So, but yes, I am.
Looks like we have 2 more questions. We have time for 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
All right. Our next one, the next person wants to know, does Medicare pay for dental or only through the Advantage plans?
So you can get a standalone dental plan. In addition, you can always get a standalone dental plan, always. So if you have original Medicare, A, B, and then something that supplements what A and B doesn't cover, and then you get a Part D prescription drug plan, you can always say, well, you know what, let me get a dental plan, because with that package deal, that does not include dental coverage. So in that case, you would want to get a standalone dental plan. The Advantage plans, not all, but a few of them do include prescription dental plans in that whole package deal where you have A, B, D. It also does include dental coverage. And to be quite honest with you, the dental coverage has gotten very, very competitive with these advantage plans, and we're seeing some of these benefits as high as like 3,000 to 5,000 annual benefits for dental coverage. So I've never seen the coverage so high for the consumer at any time, and I've been doing this for over 10 years. So yeah. Short answer is yes and no.
Yes and no.
I love that answer. That's a great answer.
Let's see. I think we have time for the one more. Somebody asked, can I enroll in Medicare Advantage and Medigap?
Ooh, that's a good question. And the answer is no. You cannot have a Medicare supplement plan and a Medicare Advantage plan. You have to choose between the other. One has to be dropped, or one has to be. So yeah, you got to have one or the other. Good question though. Now, what some people do is go with a lower cost plan, and then as their needs change, they buy up and get something that's a little more expensive as their needs change, and that can be an option.
So it seems like you're never locked in. You can make changes along the way.
I would stay away from never, because most plans do lock you in if your health changes. If your health doesn't change, then you can always change plans during open enrollment.
Can you let us know one more time what time is open enrollment before we move on?
Sure. Yeah. So open enrollment for anyone turning 65 is going to be anytime 3 months before they turn 65. So they would be coming in as a SEP, special enrollment period. And that could be any month of the year that they're new to Medicare, new turning 65. They go ahead and let them get on that moving train. But everyone else, the train stops and allows passengers to get on and off October the 15th, and then through December the 7th. After December the 7th, that train starts moving again, and you'll need to be on it before, or you'll get left behind and won't be able to change your plan.
Jonathan, it looks like people keep asking questions. Is there a way that they can contact you if they have more specific questions about Medicare?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the easiest thing for them to do is to call the office. I'll put the number in there, and it's also in the comments, but I'll pin it. But just give the office a call, and Geri or Mary will put them in touch with Jonathan.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. As we're getting to the top of the hour, is it time, Amy, for our wine drawing?
It is. Yes, it is. So this is our favorite time. So every week we like to give away 2 bottles of wine, and all you have to do is email me. I mean, it gets pretty simple. That's as easy as it is. You can reply to the email that's sent out and tell us your favorite football team, which should always be the Chicago Bears, or anything like that. And then we will put your name into the drawing. And if your name is selected, I will give you a call, ask you a couple questions, and then we'll have 2 hand-selected bottles sent to you from Fermental Beer and Wine, which is located on the corner of 17th and Castle. I think it's like in the Cargo District. It's really cute. Great beer garden, lots of events. So with that, I will let you guys, I'll do a little drum roll and let you guys take it away.
All right, shaking it up. You want to do the honors?
Oh, snap. Okay. Here we go.
And the lucky winner is
Stan F.
Yeah, Dan.
Woohoo! Congratulations. Yay. Oh, well, thank you so much, Jonathan. This was great. And yes, I know people have lots and lots of questions. So definitely give the office a call, and we will get you in touch with Jonathan and get you scheduled. No, wait, maybe I should. Jonathan, is there a fee if somebody wants to meet with you? If they have some questions, like how does that?
I don't charge a fee.
Okay.
I get asked that a lot. I don't mind helping people and answering questions. So yeah, I don't charge a fee. I'd be glad to help anybody and just answer questions and be a resource for you guys.
Right, you're wonderful. I always love having you as a guest. You're just a wealth of knowledge. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us this week. So yeah.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, give them a call. Get that Medicare. Don't mess it up. It sounds like it's very complicated. So yeah. All right, everyone. You guys, everybody have a great weekend. Take care. And let's keep that hurricane out. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No
It's gonna
hurricane.
be good waves.
There you go. I
Good
like
waves.
the positive spin. All right, everyone. Take care. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.